I don't mean to brag, but I had a pretty great flying experience coming to Austin yesterday. I went to, I got a free first class upgrade.
What the fuck?
So I sit down. I don't look first class, but I'm sitting in first class, second row. They came and gave me a hot towel, offered me a mimosa, and I was like instantly looking down at all the coach people.
Of course.
I like immediately acclimated to that lifestyle, and stretched my legs out, had my own little entertainment
Man.
console, and then at one point I got up to pee and when I got up, this foot, you know how there's like the metal part of the seat that's in front of you? This foot got caught under it. So I get up to like go, and the next thing I know, this foot was stuck, and so I face planted in the guy's lap in front of me. Like the guy, like kitty corner in the seat in front of me, and there's this older gentleman wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and I'm like right into his shoulder, and I was like, I'm so sorry, and he looked back and didn't say that's okay. I think he was kind of alarmed, and he should have been. He was just sitting there reading a magazine, and then some oaf who doesn't belong in first class trips and ends up in his lap.
That sounds like a good time to me, man.
Yeah, but I was immediately, I could see the sneers from the other first class passengers being like, how did this jerk get up here with us?
Dang.
So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be welcome back.
No, I love that you, as soon as you got to first class, you were immediately like, yeah, fuck everyone else. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was looking my nose down as they're walking past me, just being like, these people, they let these people on the plane?
They just be letting everyone
As
on
I'm
here.
eating my quinoa salad, I'm just scoffing.
Quinoa and kale.
Oh, yeah. That's actually what I ate.
You do yoga, too? They give you a little
Yeah, they have a little yoga room for first class. Yeah. So I was in there. No, it's hard to go back, though. Now I have to fly back and coach like a chump on Monday.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to it.
So let's get ready to get down and get dirty.
Action that'll make you scream for more. And power that'll shake you to the core.
That sounds pretty good.
Monsters that'll rock you till you roar.
Can you believe it?
Monsters like you've never seen before.
It was a living hell.
Bring on the lawyers.
Monsters that'll rock you till you roar.
That's not my dad!
Monsters of rock.
And joining me for this warm-up is my sister Sherry.
Monsters of rock and roll.
That's not my dad!
Hi, I'm here with Nick Prueher, archivist, comedian, and one half of the Found Footage Festival.
That's correct. Yeah, my partner Joe is in the air right now flying here, so it's me representing the Found Footage Festival.
Yeah, they sent him to represent the Found Footage Festival.
Joe's dead weight, honestly, so I think you got the better half.
Yeah, I hope he sees this.
I'm going to send him a link.
I'll make this into a reel, and I'll just cut that part out.
Oh, please do, yeah. We've known each other since we were 10, so the hostility isn't even veiled anymore. It's on the surface.
That's so cute. Since you were 10, did you like go to school and like middle school, elementary, high school, college?
Basically, yeah. He moved away for a bit, but then we were college roommates. So, yeah, we met in 6th grade and started up a dumb humor newspaper in our middle school called the Daily Chimp. And then we realized that we had similar comedic sensibilities. And we grew up in a small town in Wisconsin that wasn't a lot going on. So we had to make our own entertainment, which was a lot of just like rummaging around at thrift stores to find things that made us laugh. So, t-shirts, answering machine tapes back in the day when they were on
Oh,
tapes.
whoa.
And then VHS tapes in the 90s started showing up at thrift stores. And they weren't movies. Those were precious, you know. Yeah, so people weren't giving up Clueless on VHS, but they were giving up exercise videos that, you know, they got sick of, or training videos sometimes would end up, home movies were ending up at thrift stores, and just weird special interest tapes, like child potty training videos for kids.
Oh,
Kids
man.
grow up, those are off at the Goodwill, you know. Or if you bought like a beard trimmer, sometimes it would come with a VHS tape on how to use it. You know,
Whoa.
like here are the features of the Norelco, you know, and those tapes were ending up at Goodwills. Like, so we would watch these, and on Friday nights when there was nothing going on I mean, we were in middle school. What are we going to do? We would have people over to our parents' living rooms or basements and sit around and watch these VHS tapes and make jokes and like fast forward to the funny parts, you know.
Whoa.
And so yeah, that's what we used to do in high school, and then continued that on and in college and post college, and I think in 2004 we just had enough videos where we're like, let's take this out of our living room and put it into a theater somewhere, and that's how Found Footage Festival was born. So we've been doing it since then, almost 20 years now.
Yeah, so walk us through a show. I know you have a show coming up soon. Everyone who's watching this, too fucking late. It's sold out. Oh, too fucking late. It's sold out.
Yeah,
Fuck
within
y'all.
minutes.
Y'all can't see. Yeah.
But we'll be back to Austin. We'll come do a show at a reasonable time that's not part of a film festival. It's at 2:30 in the afternoon on a Friday, so it's kind of a weird slot. But yeah, the show is a guided tour through our latest VHS finds. So every couple of years we have enough new ones that we'll head out on the road with it. And so by guided tour, it's Joe and I standing up and saying, hey, we found this one at this workplace, or we spent 5 years trying to track down this video we heard about. And so then we'll play the video. Sometimes it's a montage of like just the funny exercise tapes we found in the last year. And we make jokes about the videos, and then we come out, and usually we'll have tracked somebody down. We have a private detective we hire to go find people who are in these tapes, or we'll do our own digging, and then we'll go fly and meet these people and play interviews. So that's what we're doing tomorrow at the show, and then yeah, it's just kind of it's just a journey through what we found on this dead format. And every year when we're done with the tour, we think, that's it, we found all the stupid videos, and then you find something that you just can't wait to share with people.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy that people just like, I guess maybe sometimes it's unknowingly they give away like home videos,
Yeah.
but I don't know, that like, oh man, having someone watch your own videos and then just like laugh, do you like Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yeah, I used to work on that show, and that was what kind of was like, oh wait, you could do this professionally. Like this thing that I did with friends growing up, make fun of, you know, movies and public access TV and videos. Like, there's a career path here, you know. Like until I saw that show, I was like, this is just an inside joke we did with friends, you know. But I was like, oh, there's other people who like to make jokes about questionable, you know, quality content as well. So that kind of was like, oh yeah, maybe there is an audience for this.
Yeah, that's so rad. Do you make the jokes like live, like while people are watching
Yeah.
it? Oh, whoa.
Yeah. We host
Do
the
you
shows in person.
come
and,
up with these things like on the spot, or have you already
Yeah.
like
well, we
you
sit
watch
around.
and pre-write?
Yeah, we sit around and we'll make jokes, and if one makes the other person laugh, we'll try it out live. But it constantly evolves. So the show we're doing tomorrow at the Alamo Draft House is going to be different than when we come back here in 6 months, because things, yeah, you'll come up with new observations. We might have tracked somebody else down from a video, something like that. For example, there's a video we found, and this kind of made the rounds online too. It's a woman who hosts a crafting video called The Magical Rainbow Sponge. And it's this woman who gets so excited about making rainbow sponge patterns on like invitations and cards that she does all these like excited little yelps and like, oh my gosh, you know, she's just very enthusiastic about this sponging. And it looks cool, I get it. And I wish I could share her enthusiasm about anything in life, you know, as she's that excited about this little crafting technique. And we've just fallen in love with this woman. She's become kind of she's on the Mount Rushmore of videos we found. It's made the rounds, and so I found recently 6 more videos she put out. So I cut together all new group of highlights, and we found out that she passed away last year. And so we convinced a friend of ours owns like a barcade in Madison, Wisconsin, and he had it. I was there and saw that one of the walls was just kind of empty with a crumbling old mural on it. It's like, could we put up a tribute to this woman with a rainbow pattern and have her face on it and have it say, oh my gosh, and it could be kind of a roadside attraction that people would like maybe even come to Madison to go see and take a photo in front of. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So we're going to be in Madison doing the show in November, and so the show, we want to show people that and tell people that at future shows once the mural's done, and encourage other people to make similar murals in other towns, kind of like almost like a Shepherd Ferry, like Obey kind of, street art kind of thing, but with the magical rainbow sponge lady, and kind of, so that's like an evolving thing. How our collection of clips will change over the course of the year.
This is kind of a question on the mural. Is it currently being made right now?
Yeah. Somebody's designing it, and then it'll be painted on the wall. Yeah.
Are you painting it with sponges only?
I think they have to use paintbrushes to keep it on there, but
man,
I mean, we'll have to
I'm
use
sorry.
some.
That's such like a nice thing to do. It's an insane. I'll be going to Madison, Wisconsin just for that.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we do, and the show isn't mean-spirited. Like, we generally have affection for these clips. So, if a home movie ended up in our hands, we might be like, "What the hell is going on here?" But it's out of fascination. It's not like, "Look at this jackass," I think some people. It's tough to get a tone right, but I think once people see the show, they get that it's like comes from a good place.
Yeah, that's so rad. Have you TSTV After Dark? Have you found any like R-rated movies? I'm sure people have like accidentally like stomach drops. They realize. Also, a side question: are these all VHS tapes?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's all on VHS. We have 13,000, all non-movies. These are all what we call special interest tapes. So 13,000 videos that weren't meant to be shown in public, that we make a living showing in public. And those are all in our office in Brooklyn, categorized by specific. Like, we have one whole shelf that's just scarves, and it's all how to tie scarves, because that was a thing in the 90s, was
like the accessorizing
accessorizing, like if you're a woman who was like a businesswoman, like how to wear a scarf at a dressy, or if this is for an evening at the town, There's like, it's a whole genre of VHS tapes. So, yeah, that's, everything's on VHS. What was the second part of the question?
Yeah, what do you do with like sex tapes?
Oh, sex tapes. We found fewer than you would think,
Okay.
but we have found some pretty weird things that were like, we don't shy away from showing disturbing nudity at the shows. Like, nothing's prurient in it, but it's you're like, why? There's usually flapping wieners and things like that, and things you don't want to see, but it's funny to play that in front of an audience. But
a little helicopter action.
In the new show, actually, there's a video we have called Males in Motion, and it's a striptease video of guys from 1986. And there's a guy who's Superman, and he comes out, he's got the S on his chest, and he takes everything off, and let's just say he's not exactly the Man of Steel, but he does do some helicoptering. And in fact, we made a Blu-ray and a DVD of this new show we're touring with. We recorded it in Brooklyn a few weeks ago. And we hope to have those here to sell at Fantastic Fest in Austin. And we got a call last week from the duplicator that's making the discs, and he's like, "Sorry to say, we're a Christian company, and there's a few objectionable scenes that we couldn't in good conscience do." So we had to find a new distributor at the last minute. But yeah, porn-wise, if it's funny like that, like a striptease that's not like gross porn, then we'll play it. But yeah, there's been weird ones that we just can't play. Like, there's a guitar player named Steve Vai, who's big in the 80s, and this video was on tour buses. Like, it circulated amongst musicians. Like, I think Nirvana had this on their tour bus. And it's a fan sent in a video to wish Steve Vai happy birthday. And so she's kind of like, she seems a little off. She's kind of looking with this dead-eyed stare into the camera, and she's like, "I want to impress you. You can do all these guitar tricks. I can do tricks too." And I guess to describe this as delicately as I can, she proceeds to blow out candles, make various noises, and other things like that with an orifice other than her mouth.
Whoa!
Yeah. And it's impressive. You can't deny it's impressive.
Yeah.
But you also... there's something about the vacant stare where you're like, if we're charging admission for a show in a public theater, we can't very well play this. So, flapping wieners, okay. talking vaginas, not as okay. That's just one of the things you learn just from.
Oh, I thought you
from
meant her
dudes.
ear.
That would be impressive, but yeah. So there's a line. I don't know where it is, but that you find it. You know it when you find it.
Yeah, my golly. And
Yeah.
you said you were thinking about putting them on Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
In one of my classes, we were just talking about the slow death of physical media. I heard that these like CDs, they're slowly like deteriorating, and
Yeah.
like the plastic that they use, like some I don't know, some movies may like never ever be seen ever again. Like that's crazy. How do you feel about that?
Well, interestingly, the Alamo Drafthouse in Manhattan, I got the opportunity to help resurrect this legendary video store called Kim's Video, where it was the type of place where Quentin Tarantino would go there while location scouting or something, or just being out of town, and he'd forget his membership card and they would deny him from renting there. It was snobby but completely weirdo film. They had a whole wall there when I first moved to New York that was called nunsploitation, and it was a genre I'd never heard of, but you could spend weeks and not watch all the nunsploitation movies they had. And so the video store closed in 2012 finally. They had 3 locations in New York. Filmmakers loved it, and like you were saying, they had all these movies that weren't available on any other format. So a lot of them were bootlegs and things like that. And Tim League, the head of the Alamo Drafthouse, said, I got the collection. It was bought by a museum in Italy, but just kind of left to rot. And he's like, I was able to convince them to sell me the collection, and I want to bring back Kim's Video at the Alamo in New York. Do you want to help figure out how to run a video store in 2023?
Whoa.
So I did. I got 70,000 DVDs, VHS tapes on a pallet from Italy. And me and some former employees and archivists went through and cataloged them, barcoded them. And like you were saying, a lot of the DVDs, there's just nothing on them. How you can usually see the iridescent part, there's just nothing. It's like clear plastic. And the VHS tapes, not all of them held up. Some of them got moldy or whatever, but they held up far better than a lot of the DVDs in the collection. So it's a surprisingly durable format. And what we love about it is, forget the movies and things that never got released on any other format or streaming or were digitized. Think of all like the weird stuff we collect, like a video about a cash register instructional tape that no one would want to. The American Film Institute isn't preserving this. We're the only assholes. We're spending our time on that. So
you guys are the Library of Congress.
Yes, for videos that nobody else cares about. And,
I care.
Yeah, well, hopefully other people do. That's the gratifying thing, is to have this, literally the only copy of some of these videos, and being able to preserve them. And, we're not doing it in an academic way. We're comedy writers by trade, so we pick the stuff that we think is unintentionally funny, that we can have some fun with. But there's some public good to digitizing this footage, even if it's just footage that nobody else deems worthy of hanging on to. But yeah, it's scary to think about physical media. I think more people are realizing as streamers take things away, that they're like, oh, I gotta hang on to my physical media or buy this on physical media, because I'm just at the whims of a giant conglomerate that could just be like, we don't want to pay rights for this anymore, so it's not going to be on Netflix or Disney Plus anymore. And then what do you do? And the other thing I love is DVD commentaries.
Yes, me too.
And, yeah, if you ever get a chance, my favorite one of all time is Used Cars, which is Robert Zemeckis' movie before Back to the Future.
Okay.
Kurt Russell stars in it. It's a broad comedy that is so funny.
For broads?
It works for broads too, but it's it's about a used car salesman and all the sleazy underhand. It's like in the vein of like a Caddyshack or something like that. Slobs versus snobs kind of thing, but in the world of used cars. But the commentary, Kurt Russell just talks about, this person was on cocaine during this. I think this person was drunk here. This kid almost fell out of the window here. Why, or look at, we're going 80 miles an hour here. Like, we could have easily crashed. Like, they're just all talking about how they're lucky to be alive and how nobody knew what they were doing. and it's just like a lost art because nobody has the budget to pay for these DVD extras anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
DVD extras are so rad. I really like. This is silly, but the one that like comes to mind is from Iron Man 2, and it's so dumb. It's Tom Morello. Tom Morello, he worked on the soundtrack, so it's like him watching the movie, and I mean it's not the full movie, but you know, just like extras behind the scenes of him making like the soundtrack for it, and greatest guitarist of all time, Tom Morello. Like just listening, like they've said that he's the only person who could like. He didn't have to have some like timer on or something. I don't know jack about
no
music
metronome.
theory.
You could just know.
Okay, yeah, maybe
the
it wasn't
timing.
a metronome. But like he was able, or he didn't have to like look at the screen, and everyone else was like, who were making the soundtrack, they would have to like look at the screen to like see the exact time of like when to play.
I see. While timing it out with the movie.
Yeah. And he was just able to like, I don't know. And it's a really cool, like there's like Scarlett Johansson's just like swinging around, and he's just kind of and it sounds really rad.
I mean, if you're interested in film at all, that was sort of the education before podcasts and stuff. You would listen to a commentary or watch the behind-the-scenes extras, but now there's no reason for actors and I guess directors to do it because very few people are buying physical media. But wouldn't that be cool if like you could watch a Netflix movie or whatever on streaming, or even like I have all my Simpsons DVDs, but I hang on to them because the commentaries are great on those, but they're not on Disney Plus. You know, for a while they would do like the stretched to 16:9 version where you crop it weirdly. They finally let you watch them in 4:3, but that's why you hang on to those things, you know. And my other recommendation for physical media, if you watch the Total Recall commentary. It's Paul Verhoeven and then Arnold Schwarzenegger, and all Schwarzenegger does on any commentary for Conan or anything is describes what he's doing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I shot that guy." The whole time he's just describing as if you can't see for your own eyes. He's the worst at doing commentary. There's zero insights, but it just gets more and more hilarious as you watch it.
Yeah, man. One last thing before I let you go. I've been holding him hostage.
I'm physically strapped into this chair.
Yeah. You can't see it, but he's connected to wires, and once we get out of here, I'm gonna roll him up like a curtain.
Yeah, you'll physically let me go.
Yeah, I mean maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, man. No, you were once part of your college TV stations.
I was. Yeah, I worked, both Joe, my partner, and I worked at TV10, which is the campus TV station at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. And we were in the trenches. We had a movie review show called The Cutting Room Floor. And does your station also play movies?
No.
Because ours did. They would like rent movies from like this company, and you could watch whatever the new VHS releases were or DVD releases at that time. And so we would review those. And then one movie that we liked that was an older movie, and we were forced to watch a lot of terrible movies. More good training for what we're doing.
Yeah.
But and then the cool part was just getting access to the editing equipment to make our own films and stuff, and being able to rent a camera and just go make a really dumb short comedy movie and be able to do that for free was so cool. And I heard that. You're looking for an archivist to go through a lot of the old tapes.
Are.
I would jump at that chance. I don't know if you're accepting applications still, but I got some free time.
I'll extend it.
Okay. But if not, if I don't get the job, I would encourage anybody watching to do that. Because can you imagine the gold that's on some of these old talk shows and tapes? I mean, you could make a new show, kind of like our show, where we do commentary and things, out of old clips you find from TSTV programs.
Don't give me ideas on my last 2 semesters. Like, I mean,
we'll pass that on to the next generation.
Maybe I'll start a show. Who knows?
Could.
Well, I can't now because the season has already started, and I don't want to be giving myself like
another assignment.
A pass. No, because no one else can.
I see.
But I can.
Well, next semester somebody could take that idea and run with it. But,
yeah.
But you know, the interesting thing about nobody famous ever went to, well, a couple people. We went to college with Bon Iver, Justin Vernon.
Whoa!
So
Whoa.
He was the weird kid in the Christian band that was a little bit younger.
Checks out.
That was kind of a dork and would go see our band play, and then I think we were on his tour bus in LA a few years ago, and I was like, oh, you've made it. This is crazy.
Oh, so you're like friends with this guy?
Yeah, we stay at his house when we're playing our college town.
What?
But the
He's
other
on the Twilight soundtrack.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
I didn't even realize that.
Twilight New Moon, the second one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So he made it long ago then.
Yeah, 2009 maybe.
Yeah.
Keep up, Nick.
But no. So the O.J. Simpson trial, one of the key witnesses was this surfer dude who'd been in a bunch of like 80s sex comedies, but never really made it. Kato Kalin. And he had his own show on our campus TV station. So while the OJ thing was happening, our station went on lockdown because everybody, like Entertainment Tonight, all the news magazine shows, and like Court TV and all those, were trying to get the tapes of and offering like $500,000 for the Kato Kalin TV 10 tapes. But we got to see him. He was just a dork hosting like a dumb news show on his campus TV station. So that was the famous alumni.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy who lived in O.J. Simpson's guest house during the murder.
Bon Iver. That's
and
crazy.
Bon Iver, yeah, Justin.
Oh, I thought that was both Bon Iver.
No, different people, yeah.
Yeah, we obviously Matthew McConaughey. I don't think he did TSTV. That was way before, or he was way before TSTV's time.
Yeah.
But there is a picture floating around. I don't know where it is, but it's of a sign-in sheet for TSTV, and Wes Anderson's there.
Oh, pretty cool.
Yeah, Wes Anderson. He went here, and the Wilson brothers.
Yeah.
Owen and Luke.
Yep.
I think Luke's still around Austin somewhere.
Oh, nice.
Juiceland.
Super cool.
But Andrew Dismukes of SNL.
Oh yeah, he went to UT as well.
He graduated. Not just graduated. He graduated like I don't know when, but I think he was like the most recent one. But he did a sketch comedy show here.
Oh yeah.
And then
look, some archivists could have access to that.
He's probably on one of these tapes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's gold on those tapes.
Yeah, where's
Go
this?
digging.
I'll go. We used to have a Mystery Science Theater 3000 style show called Boom in the Shot.
Oh, okay. That's
and
funny.
I think it ended like 2020, maybe 2021. But yeah, if people watching, down to help me recreate this Down to Film.
Yeah.
Sick Down to Film reference. Shout out Down to Film. Shout out all my DTF homies. Shouts out Stavros Halkias. That's it. Shouts out Nick Prueher. Let's do an awkward handshake.
Okay.
Thank you for coming and for letting me interview you. And this is my first interview ever, and I hope it went well.
It went
my hands
great.
are clammy.
All right.
Hell
Thanks,
yeah.
Kate. Hey, you weren't lying. Those are clammy hands.
Oh man, don't say that. Okay, bye.
Bye. I'm on all the loyalty programs, and it's weird sometimes because, like, when I'll fly, and we travel a lot for doing our found footage tour, so we get a lot of miles, and sometimes people will come up, and the flight attendants will come up and be like, "Excuse me, sir." And I'm like, "What am I doing wrong? Is my seat thing?" And they're just like, "We just want to thank you for being part of our airline family." And I just don't know how to take. I don't know how to take it. It's a weird compliment. I'm like,
give
what?
them a hug or something.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Are you supposed to like kiss them on the cheek?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
You too. I don't know what to say. But I always just assume that I'm in trouble for something when somebody comes up, somebody in an authority position. But no, they're just like, "We just want to thank you for your loyalty." I'm like, well, it was cheapest when I went to Orbit, so you're welcome. You know.
Yeah, this is almost like stolen valor. What are we thinking? Yeah.
I don't know, but I have a silver medallion status on both Delta and American. So you do the math, Kate. Thank you.